Hey guys, Creator Mom. I wanted to make a quick video about, just the dynamic between the narcissist, like you and a narcissistic parent or whatever, just based on my own experience. So, lately I've been watching Jerry Wise. He's just I think he's a therapist. He has some educational credentials and shit like that and tons of experience. But his main focus is self-differentiation. If you watch any of his videos, that's what he's always talking about. And which when you grow up with a narcissist is like, they're like a mesh to you, and you're basically, when you grow up with a person like this, like they always kind of like demand your focus and like everything is about them. But the really messed up thing is they turn it around on you and make you seem like you're the selfish person because you're focused on your life, but you have to filter everything through them. That's their demand upon you. They're never happy. That's what I've noticed. Like, even if you're connected with them, there's pain. Like I've said in my previous video, if you're no contact, there's pain, but at least you get the chance to self-differentiate. Like Jerry Wise tries to make the point that like, you can go no contact but still not be self-differentiated, and that you need to do that healing work as well. And I think that going no contact, like this is what Jay Reed said, this other psychotherapist, he says it's important to gain space between you and the narcissistic person, because how are you supposed to learn how to self-differentiate when you're still within their presence? It's going to be too hard. It's going to be too hard. They're going to keep pulling you back into their induced conversation. Okay, so anyways, what I really wanted to talk about was me noticing how many of my thoughts and kind of like criticisms about myself were actually just my inner critic taking my mother's side. I was like, oh, okay, that's her story about me, and her story is I don't communicate. That's like one of the main things, our issues. So I'm walking around in this world carrying around this relationship I don't really want, and because I'm forced to carry these burdens of our issues. Like, I see there's an issue that I have, and it's this issue of feeling like you're being attacked or chased by a lion. I think the main issue is I've already detected and known that I don't feel safe around you due to past experience or whatever. And yeah, I'm not having deep conversations with you because it's pointless. It's invalidating, and, et cetera, et cetera. So why would I do that, right? That wouldn't be wise. I don't know. So maybe in a way I am self-differentiated, but I hope that within these past couple of years that I've been doing therapy, that at least I'm a little bit more self-differentiated than I ever have been before, at least, and it's hard. I was telling my therapist, I said, it is hard. When I was having this really uncomfortable conversation, I literally got a migraine the whole day the next day, and I was like, I can't live like that. And I told her, I said, it is so hard, it feels so hard. And then I was listening to this other encouraging voice on YouTube. She was sharing like a little encouraging word, right? And she was just saying that like it feels hard in the beginning. It does. It's supposed to feel hard. I mean, anything that you're new at feels hard in the beginning until you get your cogs greased and oiled and working and moving in that direction. Then it becomes a bit easier because it's in your nervous system now. So yeah, what the hell was my point? Where am I going with this? So yeah, self-differentiation. They don't like that. They don't like that. But, Jerry Wise focuses on being non-reactive, or trying to be non-reactive in an angry way, and even in a passive way. And my favorite statement, has been, I hear what you're saying, or I hear how you feel, but I've made my decision. And I thought to myself, wow, that is a really great statement to say to my own inner critic too. I hear what you're saying, but I've made my decision. But I noticed that I was also using this whole thing about self-differentiation to weaponize it against myself and say, oh wow, if I was more self-differentiated, maybe I would be able to be around the narcissist more, you know? And that's always been my thing. Like, well, if I just did this, then I would be able to tolerate them and I could conquer this situation. I could be strong, you know? Because being away from them is weak, you know? See, now that's part of her story about who I am. Because she would say, oh, you can't just run away. You don't like to discuss things. And see, that is a, and she says that everything I say is my perception. Well, everything she says is her perception too, you know? And I think she has spun it on me, you know, to say that I want to argue, you know, in front of my kids with her, and I don't want to discuss things. So, you know, I want to argue in front of my kids, but I also don't want to discuss things. I'm like, which one is it? But I think the problem is that I try to come back at her offenses, basically, in a neutral but stern way. Or try to defend myself, really, I guess. But see, I think that's probably a problem, too, when you kind of get reactive and you're trying to defend yourself, because Jerry Rice says that's part of still the family systems thing. That's part of the enmeshment, wanting to defend yourself to the person instead of saying, oh, I hear what you're saying, but this is what's working.